CBI report has smashed the claims made by the West Bengal government in Kolkata Rape and Murder case. CBI has stated that the Kolkata Police initially informed the doctor's family that the death was a suicide but later changed their position to murder. The report also highlighted that the victim's friends suspected a cover-up and insisted on videography to document the investigation. CBI has highlighted significant gaps in its ongoing probe into the case. The CBI also reported that the crime scene was altered. They also mentioned that the FIR was registered after the cremation of the victim's body. Another key issue is the delay between the discovery of victim's body in the Kolkata Medical College Seminar Hall on August 9th and the notification to local police. The CBI is scrutinizing why hospital staff, particularly former Principal Dr. Sandeep Ghosh, took so long to report the incident. Another critical gap is identifying the individual who first discovered the body. Despite questioning both medical and non-medical staff, the CBI is yet to determine who initially found the victim. The CBI also received permission to perform a polygraph test on ex-principal Sandeep Ghosh. The CBI has already questioned former Principal Sandeep Ghosh for 6 consecutive days and has also summoned top hospital staff, including current Superintendent Bulbul Mukhopadhyay and former Vice Principal Sanjay Vasisht. Investigators are working to resolve inconsistencies in Ghosh's statement. The 3-judge bench led by Chief Justice Chandrachud reviewed the CBI status report submitted in a sealed cover. Chief Justice Chandrachud addressed the courtroom, emphasized that the bench is focused on post-mortem report and urged lawyers to refrain from citing social media arguments. The court expressed surprise that the post-mortem was conducted before the case was registered as an unnatural death, and has directed the Kolkata police officer who made the initial entry to appear at the next hearing to explain why the delay, which was termed extremely disturbing. The Supreme Court also questioned why FIR was lodged after the cremation and not before.
When you are taking the dead body
Yes.
for the purpose of performing post-mortem,
Yes.
is it a case of unnatural death or not? If it is not a case of unnatural death, why do you have to perform the post-mortem?
It is a case.
Yes, so that
Sorry.
you can respond to it.
Sorry.
There are so many questions.
Yes, I agree. I'm of
coming
course.
in our mind.
Right.
And we have the best of the assistance
Yes.
in your form. When you start performing the post-mortem, that means it is a case of unnatural death.
No doubt about it.
Post-mortem starts at 18:10 hours.
Yes.
It comes to an end at 19:10 hours.
Yes.
What was the idea in registering UD at 23:30 hours?
That's the FIR, Manoj. That's not the UD.
No, sir.
Manoj, I just
listen to us.
I'm sorry.
Either you are right
No.
or
No,
what
it was FIR. FIR.
You have to answer your lordship's questions, Manoj, without interference, please.
Well, you can.
No, just
Yes,
one clarification.
certainly.
The records reveal,
Yes,
subject to what you have to further point out to us.
correct.
UD case number 861 of 24 of police station Tala
Yes.
was registered at 23:30 hours. On 9th August 2024, GD entry number 576 and the FIR number 52 of 2024 was registered at 23:45 hours. Is this record correct?
Manoj, may I therefore point out to your lordship, just take the timeline. We have referred everything
So
in it.
according to your record, the UD was registered at what time?
1:45 p.m.
1:45?
p.m.
No, that's not true.
They're 1:45 p.m.
How do we reconcile the two records?
Manoj, I'll show that to your
Because
lordship.
we today have a report
Manoj, but that I'm saying, Manoj.
which indicates that this is the time. So therefore, it's very surprising. Post-mortem precedes registration of UD.
No, Manoj, this is what I am told, Manoj, and I can only.
The Supreme Court has mandated that all states and union territories take measures to prevent violence at medical facilities. Solicitor General Tushar Mehta confirmed the deployment of CISF at Kolkata Medical College. The court has also appealed to doctors to resume their duties and ordered that no coercive action be taken against those who protested. The Supreme Court also termed the grueling conditions faced by resident doctors across the country as inhuman and called on the 10-member National Task Force it constituted earlier this week to streamline and regulate the working hours of medical professionals.
One of the points which, that one para where I say this is a non-exhaustive list, it specifically says that they are made to work for 36 hours. And one more thing, we have referred to working conditions in general, which includes the work. So please assure the doctors, we are as concerned about them, that they have to work for 36 hours.
Yes.
All of us have also had family members, relatives. We have gone to public hospitals.
Yes.
I have slept on the floor of a public hospital when somebody in the family was not well. So we have gone through that. And you observe all of them working for 36 hours.
The next hearing is scheduled for September 5th. The Supreme Court also ordered resealing of the status reports of CBI and the West Bengal government. But before I take you through some of the bites of the lawyers at the Supreme Court, let me introduce Brijesh Pandey, input editor, News 9 Live, and senior journalist Jayanto Bhattacharya with me. With the now matter resting in the court, Jayanto, how do you look at it? Because the CBI status report takes a very different position, and the way the Chief Justice of India has spoken, he has steered into the way the Kolkata Police has acted. What do you foresee? Because doctors have taken back the protest, but the Supreme Court is coming down heavily.
Yes, indeed, Karthika. To answer the first question, that where the administration fails, it is for the judiciary to step in and then give us justice. And that is what is happening right now. Coming to the second part of your question, yes, the West Bengal government has been questioned and re-questioned, where we see that the battery of lawyers, which I think were about 20 for the state, headed by Mr. Kapil Sibal, he finally has to admit that what I am saying is what I have been told. So, which means that there is even a gap right now between what he has happened and what is being told. What is the list that has been given to the bench and what has been told to the battery of lawyers here. Now, here what we find, there are too many lapses. The court is iterating what the public wants to know. And for 5 days, till the case was handed over to the CBI, the administration, the state government did not do anything. And now there is a can of worms which is coming out. Where was this can? Who had kept it tight? So many things are coming out against the principal. Why was he rehabilitated in a different college as soon as he was removed? Is that justice? Is he being penalized? Or is he being rewarded? He is being awarded. And all these things has to be looked into. But before I end, unfortunately, what I find, everything is taking a political shape over here. Whether it is the government, the state government, or whether it is the opposition parties in West Bengal, they are only trying to take out a political advantage out of the present situation. Now, the chief minister, the present chief minister should not forget that it was she that had politicized a huge problem at that time, which happened sometimes in 2000, after 2007. That is, I'm talking about Shingur and Nandigram. Shingur did not escalate to that extent. Nandigram did. And she turned it into a political movement and finally went to the chief minister's chair where she is sitting today. So she cannot raise a finger against the opposition saying that it is being politicized. In fact, Karthikeya, you are aware that she has just written a letter to the Prime Minister talking about rapes taking place in other parts of the country. You have to look at your own backyard before you talk about the entire country. What is happening there for 5 days? Today, the Trinamool is trying to point a finger at the CBI. But for 5 days, what was done? Was anything done? Was any step taken? Any process initiated against those who kept it a secret that she has died, she has been raped, she has been murdered? Where is the deputy superintendent who spoke to the father? The parents are claiming that the phone had come from the deputy superintendent. Why didn't the state take a step at that time? There are so many questions, Karthikeya, and the court has taken it on behalf of the citizens of India, and I hope something.
So court has stepped in where the legislature and the executive has failed. Today, how do you sum up what has happened in the court, Brijesh?
Well, I think the Supreme Court took the government to the cleaners. They were extremely caustic about the way entire investigation was done. They blasted Kapil Sibal and they kept on, Justice Pardiwala kept on grilling Kapil Sibal to a level where Kapil Sibal, as Jayanto was mentioning, Kapil Sibal was forced to say that, Your Lordship, I am telling you what I have been told. Then he was asked to consult with the representative of the state who was, feeding and providing Kapil Sibal with all the information, and he had to confabulate with them and then inform the court. I think it was the court was extremely unhappy with the way the entire investigation was conducted by the state police. I think, Karthikeya, we have to understand that if you are a political party, I think this is a textbook example of how you should not deal a sensitive case, a case of this sensitive nature. And I think, other than finding who actually and what led to the murder and rape and murder of that doctor, one thing is also needs to be investigated and should be highlighted is the kind of clout the superintendent, the Sanjay Ghosh, the principal of the medical college, holds over the government, because it's unbelievable about the kind of stories which has emerged about how there have been cases of corruption against him, there have been cases of malpractice against him. He's transferred 15 days back, he's back at this point. Again, there's a case, he's transferred 1 month later, he's back at the case. This time also, when such a brutal crime has taken place inside the hospital, inside the premises, instead of sacking him pending inquiry, he was immediately transferred to another hospital in the same designation, which was appalling. And the state police, after the initial fumbling over of the entire place by making sure that the post-mortem was not done properly, and most importantly, Karthikeya, our reporter in Kolkata went and had a word with did a proper tic-tac with the manager of the crematorium. What manager said, I think another round of inquiry should be initiated with on all the policemen who pressurized the manager of the crematorium to burn the body of the girl first when there is a proper queue available. What was the hurry to burn the body of the girl? What was the point of lying to the parents of the girl? It's unbelievable the kind of fiascos that have been done by the state government.
You have covered West Bengal, you have stayed in West Bengal, you have been the bureau chief there also. I'm just saying, what explains this behavior of the local administration? Today's Supreme Court was like tearing into the argument, one by one.
Karthikeya, that's a very pertinent question that you have put up. One more thing I find over here is there is a gap between the administration and the party, that is the Trinamool Congress. If you see, Mamata Banerjee, yes, she is the chairperson of the Trinamool Congress. She is also the chief minister. But as chief minister, she immediately called out that this is the problem being created by the opposition party. She uses the word Ram Bomb. That is for the BJP and the left, especially the CPIM. But within about, I think this happened after the August 14 night attacks that took place in Arjikar. The second in command, that is her nephew, who is currently called the general of the party, like a general in the army. Apparently, he is leading the party nowadays. He puts out a tweet saying that this kind of criminals cannot be put up with, and have requested the police, the Kolkata Police, to look into it. And the next day, he again posted that yes, the police have taken steps and that things are moving right now. And again today, he has put something, posted once again about what is going on in the rest of the country, which we find the chief minister has written in a letter to the prime minister. So initially,
Jayanto, just give me a minute. Let me play out Tanvi Madan's bite. She's one of the lawyers, because a lot of lawyers are involved. She's representing one part of the doctors community. Let me play out the bite.
Today in the Supreme Court, the hearing went on regarding firstly the status report which was filed. So the timing of the status report. So again, that's not concrete yet. So they have to come back on the 5th of September when the matter is listed again. One more concrete submission. So I was appearing for the one was the National Federation of Resident Doctors of AIIMS and also FIMA. So we made a submission that a lot of requests are coming in from the Resident Doctors Association throughout the country that some action some interim protection should be provided to them by the time the report of the National Task Force has been implemented. And the interim protection, including the CCTV camera and the distress call facility. So that Supreme Court has taken note of in today's order, and they have directed the health secretaries to meet the chief secretary of different states and find out a solution so that there's some kind of interim protection to the doctors by the time they join, because they are horrified after this tragic incident. So now the Supreme Court has listed the matter again, and they have also reflected in the order as well that the doctors should join duties, and until now whatever aggressive steps or actions including FIR have been taken against the doctors, that has been taken care of in today's order. However, it's been made clear that now they should join their duty.
Do you think that Mamata has really lost her political turf in this? First time, the first big political hit.
Absolutely, 100%. See, the point is, Kartikeya, when you are a political person and a political animal like Mamata Banerjee knows, who has risen through ranks, fought her way to the top, for her, especially being a woman, to be this or to come across as this insensitive to the needs of the fraternity, the goons vandalizing the place, the 7,000 people arriving there and vandalizing the property, the MLA and MLCs threatening the protesting doctors to this level. And on top of this, Mamata Banerjee writing a letter to the Prime Minister saying that there are 90 rapes being taken place. Does that absolve the state government from what has taken place in West Bengal? It is one bad step after another. Ideally, if she was a proper politician today, I would say that she would just go there, commiserate with the parents, like she was forced to sack almost all, change 7-8 top professionals of that hospital last night. She was forced to sack or suspend 2 ACPs and 1 SHO just day before yesterday. What stopped her from doing it right on day one? All it required was the sympathetic balm by the state.
Jayanto, if you look at the CBI report, I mean, the sort of holes which the Supreme Court of India has picked up is unparalleled, It's unparalleled. One thing is the justice that needs to happen. Another thing is that the people need to know that the justice is happening properly. But the third aspect here is that, do you think someone who has covered Bengal, has Mamata lost her political mojo? Did she completely fail to absorb the gravity of the situation and people's anger? That electoral majority is one thing, but governance and the sentiment of the people is different. It comes before the electoral majority.
I would say, Kartikeya, actually, this is what Mamata Banerjee is. This is the way she reacts. This is the way she speaks. And the problem, if I can, without naming a person, quote, is a very, very senior politician who is now an analyst also. I'd been talking to him sometimes back. And he says that the way she reacts, she is still in the 20th century. That is the way she had used to work. But whether it is 20th century or 21st century, it does not matter. It's a heinous crime that has happened. But you see, as I have been telling you, for Mamata Banerjee, these issues are all about politics. Whether it was that Park Street rape case, as it is called, see her reaction. It was very nonchalant, very callous, in fact, I would say. Kamduni rape, again, she made a off-the-cuff remark, which doesn't really augur well for humanity. Forget about politics. And now, right now, the way she has been speaking earlier, because as I was pointing out, right now, if you see the administration led by Mamata Banerjee and the party once again officially led by.
Jayanto, I'm falling short of time. One thing.
Yeah. Now I think there is a kind of a coordination happening.
I will read out some points of the Chief Advisor to the West Bengal CM Mamata Banerjee, Alapan Bandopadhyay. And he is writing to the Prime Minister Modi, and he's also saying that cases of rape and murder that are committed according to the available data is horrifying to see. Almost 90 cases of rapes occur daily throughout the country. This shakes the confidence, the conscience of the society and of the nation. It's the bounden duty for all of us to put an end to this. I mean, so it's like my crime versus your crime. I thank both of you here. But I want to leave my viewers with this bite, because this doesn't solve the problem. But what this does is, it becomes my crime versus your crime. And I'll read the line and you'll understand what I'm saying. Respected Prime Minister, I wish to bring to your attention that the regular and increasing occurrence of rapes cases through the country, and in many cases, rapes with murder are committed according to the available data. And it goes on to say that we need stringent action. Trial should be completed in 15 days. I think it's not about the country today. I think country needs answer on the Kolkata RG rape case. And that's it.
I wish to bring to your kind attention the regular and increasing occurrence of rape cases throughout the country, and in many cases, rapes with murder are committed. According to the available data, it is horrifying to see that almost 90 cases of rapes occur daily throughout the country. This shakes the confidence and conscience of the society and the nation. It is bounden duty for all of us to put an end to it so that the women feel safe and secure. Such serious and sensitive issue needs to be addressed in a comprehensive manner through stringent central legislation prescribing exemplary punishment against the persons involved in such dastardly crimes. Setting up of fast-track special courts for speedy trial in such cases should also be considered in the proposed legislation. To ensure quick justice, trial in such cases should preferably be completed with...
Give it to me, pass. We'll put new glasses in the windows and they keep breaking it. This is the fourth time. You are playing football throughout the day. Will you win the world by playing football?
Yes, uncle. I will now conquer the world by playing football. Let's go to Germany.